Hi there, and today I'm looking at the return of the Galaxy Explorer. Quite often in my videos I say I'm a big fan of both classic castle but especially classic space. They were both themes which were a very large part of my childhood, and LegoCon has just happened this weekend, and one of the sets they had announced is this one, which is the Galaxy Explorer. Now Galaxy Explorer was a set back in the 80s, it was set 928, and I have that set myself, but this is set 10497, which is an update of that set. It's going to cost in UK pounds £89.99, and in US that's going to be $99.99. But basically it is an update of that original iconic set. So what they've done, they've made it a lot larger than the original. Instead of just using plates around here, they've done a brick built base. They followed a very similar shape to the original one. They've just increased size of main things. This used to be one of those modified plates like this one here used to be the front of the original. They've increased the size of the cockpit. They've used these lovely yellow cockpit pieces which we saw very recently in the Buzz Lightyear set on his spaceship. They've got two of those, one facing forwards opening here and the other one facing backwards. You can fit all four of the classic spacemen in the cockpit, and we do get four. In the original we got two white and two red, and again in this version we also get two white and two red classic spacemen. The buggy fits into the back of the spaceship. They've updated that ever so slightly. Obviously it's got much bigger wheels than the original 80s version had, but it's a really nice tribute. They've put red hubs on the wheels there because of course the wheels we used to get in the 80s were just red with plain tyres on the outside, so that's a nice little tribute as well. If we cut to one of the other pictures here, you can see here the box, and again they've made a copy of the original style of boxing. It says Galaxy Explorer up here. That used to say Legoland across the classic boxes, but they always used to have this moon kind of scape with Starfield behind. The original obviously came with those crater base plates, which we no longer get, so they haven't provided anything similar to that or the tower that came with the original set, but they have done an incredible copy of the spaceship itself. Moving on to the back of the box, you can see a better view from above. So the shape of the spaceship is very, very similar to the original. These engines are much larger and sort of using more updated bricks. The wing at the back here is also much larger than the original. It used to only be 2 studs deep, and that's using those large ramp pieces you get on things like train level crossings. So they've increased the size of that greatly. Here you can see the cockpit canopy opening and those 4 seats for all of our 4 astronauts, and the classic steering wheel there. Just below it you can see here they've made a brick built version of that thruster piece you used to get in the 80s, so that's a nice little addition there. And also here we used to get little blue bricks with white arrows on them, and again they've made that out of bricks instead of using a sticker or a printed piece. And a little hatchway there for storage for one of our spacemen. Then here's a good shot of all 4 astronauts in the cockpit itself. This is quite a bizarre feature. The larger engines can be detached and used as some kind of space scooters. You've got 2 little handles on top, so we've got a red astronaut and a white astronaut zipping around on those engines there. And then just like the original, the rear engines slide open and there's storage for that space buggy inside with a ramp that drops down. You can just see underneath the landing pads, they used to be just sort of cone pieces on the original set. Looks like they may well be Technic and folding up in some way, as definitely from this shot you can't see the landing pads underneath it once it's in flight mode, so I imagine they fold up somehow, but I'll have to wait and see how that happens. And then behind the cockpit you've got this second area for the crew, and here you can see a classic spaceman lying down, and we've got some updated versions of the classic space console that you got on white and grey and blue bricks. So there and there. Over here we've got some kind of little robot. They did make several robots out of just bricks for the classic space series. Maybe it's more of a housekeeping droid and it makes the spacemen drinks. I'm not quite sure how they're going to drink out of a cup with their space helmets on though, but you get a little droid there. Up here we've got another view of the back, so we've got the engines open, but that boarding ramp has been lifted up where the buggy comes down from, so that folds up, and then these two engines fold back in for flight mode. They've added red dishes inside these engines. We didn't, don't believe we had anything like that on the original. That's also a nice addition. And of course the base is fairly thick. We've got a layer of bricks and plates to give it some strength there. So yes, definitely a brick with a tile on top and a plate underneath, so a lot more substantial than the original was. So like I say, I can't believe that LEGO have given us such an iconic set for the 90th anniversary. First they did the Forestman's Hideout recreation, which I did a review of fairly recently, and now they've got the Galaxy Explorer. This is coming out August the 1st. I think in America you can actually pre-order this. You can't in the UK yet, but it's definitely going to be a day one purchase for me. So set 10497 coming out on August the 1st. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Is this a great set to have? Would you be ordering it yourself? Or is this just a throwback to a vintage set which doesn't have any place in today's LEGO? Let me know your thoughts below. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and of course please do subscribe for more LEGO videos.